I'm sitting next to him and and then I just hear him like randomly go every like 30 minutes. He's like, this is the life.
This is that's how he was looking on your story, bro.
Yeah, when he pulled up to the beach with a towel and 2 bananas and a bottle of water. 2 bananas, like what?
2 bananas and a bottle of water.
Damn, bro. Like, okay, but I was cooking something one day, bro. I swear I was cooking something.
You said what?
I was really cooking something one day. My big mouth had to ruin it.
You treat it as a lesson, my friend. You don't repeat. You don't just tell everyone that you...
She's on some, and I am 109% never ever hooking up with you again. I was like, no. Never. 9 more percentages on it.
All the percentages in the equation. Why? Why does it have to be so federal?
Bro, I was watching the Pixels movie last night with Chris, and anytime like a romantic scene would happen, I would just go like... I would grip my teeth, bro. I would just get so mad, bro.
I'm angry as fuck.
Fuck romance, fuck love, bro. Fuck love, bro.
Fuck love, man. Fuck all that bullshit, man.
Damn it.
Brother.
For what?
Order is arguably one of the best single-player Star Wars games. It's capable of more.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Damn, bro, these snaps is brutal. Mr. Cool.
Mr. Hilarious.
Mr. Funny Munchkin.
He's Mr. Funny. Oh, man. Funny Munchkin.
Oh, Yusuf getting teeth lost.
Please. Today, give what you can. Give them your kindness.
Get it. Oh, you said me out of 40. You get turned into a sticker.
No.
Keith is looking at you for asking for a vapor. That's what he just said. You got turned into a sticker, boy. He wants to be a sticker so bad.
Instead of me, but couldn't seem to get this to work. Even when the clone trooper was shooting at him, he still wanted to throw the ball at me. Also, I did some extra research on
You are a sticker, you are a sticker.
You're a sticker.
Fallen Order Captures posted a video where his Gyro Pal actually had a health bar once he started attacking him.
New angle unlocked.
Took down all of Gyro's health. Gyro just stands there frozen with his arms folded behind his back. But then, as he tried progressing,
oh shit!
The game would keep crashing.
Boom, clap.
Needed to reinstall to
Straight teeth, bro.
Maybe don't try this unless you can reinstall the game. But that's crazy. His Gyro had a health bar. I'm pretty sure mine didn't. Okay, so back to my game. Once you've had enough fun messing around with this, you can progress the mission and trigger the next cutscene just by interacting with this door. This is the beginning of Order 66, and during this cutscene, you can actually still see the ball sitting on the floor. It still looks like you can force pull.
My shit just frozen for a second.
Oh no.
So I turned back around and was met with a ball to the face. Jaro Tapal will still throw the ball at you, even though you're on the other side of the doorway.
There's Sigma.
First grab the ball yourself, but can't get it back through the wall. So instead, I thought I'd try taking it with me.
The Meadows and Washington.
The clones, you know, have an extra secondary in case I lose my lightsaber, which I do. But Jaro doesn't let you take it. Doesn't want you to defend yourself against the clones, obviously. I thought he'd let Cal take whatever he needed, but no. Once you walk a certain distance, he pulls the ball back away from you. So while we're here, I thought we'd do a little more exploring. Haven't really spent too much time in this Order 66 sequence. All the ceilings here are sealed, so you can't get outside the map's boundaries with the flying glitch. And once I got into these tighter sections, I couldn't find a way to get under the vents.
When you see a close-up of the Five Nights at Freddy's character for the first time.
Explore this further though and see if you can get down there.
Oh.
I did jump my way up this and stood on top of these pipes.
Bro, that's made a jump scare.
I could actually force slow this propeller on the ceiling, but I couldn't get above or on top of it, and that's pretty much all that's up here. So I went down, and eventually I passed through this elevator section. Nothing really unusual here. Cal loses his lightsaber here, though, so no more me beating up clones. Yes, you see, Jaro should have let me take the ball as a backup weapon. You know, so Cal's secondary. But once I got to this window here, the one where Jaro comes and destroys a group of clones, I could actually jump through the ceiling and get outside the map to see just how big this section actually is. And of course, seeing all these corridors are just built as well as giant interconnected structure. Again, unfortunately, I couldn't get into the rooms with the clones, so they were all locked off. And once I was out here, I was really struggling to find my way back inside. I thought I'd completely glitched the game. At first I couldn't do it, so I jumped off the edge and just let Cal fall. And out here, while falling, I noticed way off in the distance a bunch of these meditation points. But there are no meditation points during this Order 66 level, obviously. It's a flashback, so we must still be on Dathomir. That's where this flashback starts. So Dathomir and the Order 66 level must be in the same world. Interesting, right? So after falling off the edge, I respawned back on the top of the map and just walked forwards, and luckily fell back down into the map, so everything was okay. And I watched Jaro slice up a bunch of clone troopers. I couldn't get the free camera in this room to take a screenshot though. The whole thing is just out of bounds, which sucks. I really wanted to get in there and get some cool shots. And so the next cutscene plays. Jaro Tapal is killed. You enter the assembly and then face Jaro Tapal back in the temple on Dathomir. But instead of fighting, I thought I'd go hide somewhere. Cal has learned to fly, so I jumped my way up on top of the arena. Jaro
Oh wait, are all my stats from one time I can't see me?
That he can't get up here, and I wouldn't just stay and face him. And you can get even higher than
There you
this.
go, I did that for the one where I was
wind turbine looking thing. You can actually stand
fucking this shit up
inside
my
this
phone.
motor in the middle, here in the center. Okay, so I jumped down, faced Jaro Tapal, stabbed him, with a broken lightsaber. Great. Feel like we've had a pretty unique experience though. I think it's awesome. The devs have obviously built some very basic Jaro Tapal animations into the game that will trigger just in case the players somehow figured out a way of getting up to fight Jaro. Just in case.
Wait, how do I change it back?
Amazing attention to detail, right? So you know, Fallen Order's Braka planet is the first location you go to in the game, and for a map that you only spend about 20 minutes on, it's one of the biggest and most detailed. And yes, I'm using a Stormtrooper bot in all of this footage. There's some highly textured things way off in the distance you can go visit, a few Clone Wars references, and details I really wasn't expecting to see. So first of all, right at the start of the game is this first platform where you spawn in standing right here. And if you jump off the ledge, you immediately die. You can't actually get down here. But if you use the flying glitch, quickly spamming the jump and force slow buttons over and over again, you can avoid dying and go off exploring towards the Banana class Star Destroyer, way off in the distance. But while on my way there, I spotted these ATSTs down this bit of land here to the right, so I thought I'd go down and see if this land is actually walkable. Can you actually stand on this, or is it just a floating texture? At first, I was really disappointed, because when I tried to land on the ground here, I just fell straight through, and then even when I got a bit closer to the ATSD, I just went straight through this as well, so it's not actually an ATSD.
She's a
it's just fake. It's just what you see. But then I explored a little further and found that you can actually stand
Beat
on the
basically
ground
means
here
wash.
to somewhere that's so far away from the actual map. I thought this was very surprising, but a pleasant surprise, or should I say a welcome one. So I tried interacting with the ATST to see if I could get it to fire at me or even just knock me around, but it's just on an animation loop and won't acknowledge it. So I guess he just thinks I'm a regular stormtrooper. I should come back here as Cal without the stormtrooper mode on and see if he shoots at me then. Okay, so that's the ATSD, and you can walk a bit more around on the ground here and go a little further. But now for the giant Vanessa class Star Destroyer. I know it seems really unlikely, but I so badly wanted to be able to get on top of this thing and just walk around. Have you ever walked on top of the Star Destroyer? Not freely, but of course, as to be expected, I was disappointed. You fall right through this thing. But I zoomed the camera back in and I think this image here just gives you an idea of the scale of this ship. It's gigantic. And so I proceeded onwards. The bridge you can also stand on, and the inside is just bare, empty, the same goes down here. Nothing on the inside. No detailed corridors or cabins or but seeing the scale was enough to leave me satisfied. So Braca has lots of these flying speeders and transport ships. They're just constantly whizzing around the map. And I wanted to see if I could land on one of these, or potentially even just get hit by one. Well, I jumped way down to the level of where the speeders were flying and tried to line myself up with one of them. This is really tricky, they move real quick, and the flying glitch is hard to be accurate with at a certain level, but eventually I did line myself up with one, and nothing happens. They fly right through you.
I hate when he makes
Nothing
that.
too surprising has happened just yet, but I promise you, things are about to get a whole lot more interesting. Just give me a couple minutes to show you guys. Colonial stuff coming up. So, off in the distance, you can see at the hangar entrance to the Star Destroyer were a bunch of LAATs. And I wanted to see if I could get close to these and stand on the ground and see what they look like up close. First of all, I jumped down onto this hover platform here and could actually land on it. This is similar to the other hover platform you see during the broadcast.
Oh shit, big bro.
And getting up closer to the
Oh, she showed you.
they are slightly lower poly, but overall, not too bad. You can even see the Republic symbol on the side of them. And so I started to make my way over towards the hangar entrance to the Star Destroyer, and this whole area of land here is actually real and can be walked on. This almost feels like another section of the map that was going to be included in the game, and you see the entrance to the Star Destroyer. Pretty cool detail here. But getting closer to the actual entrance of the hangar. The ramp to the inside isn't actually real, and you can't walk on this, so I had to continue jumping to get a decent shot of the LAATs. And there's three of them, past the entrance of the Star Destroyer, and a wall that closes off the inside. So you can't actually get inside the giant hangar and go exploring in there because it doesn't exist. So, on the way over here, I also noticed this giant slide. It's like one of the slides you ride down during the game. And I wanted to see if it was an actual
Super
slide
boy.
and I could ride down it now, even though it's way outside the map. It's nowhere near anything. Whoa, you actually can. This is awesome. I have no idea why it's here, seeing as though we're nowhere close to anything, but you can even land at the bottom near this giant Sarlacc looking thing, which isn't actually a Sarlacc, but an Ibis Moor. I mean, it's not just a bigger Sarlacc. And there's also these weird water effects, and you can actually walk underneath the water that's next to this giant non-Sarlacc thing, and explore around under here and see what else there is. Pretty cool being able to actually walk underwater though, like there's no water physics in this level, obviously. So naturally, I wanted to see if I could go jump in this thing and be swallowed and digested for over 1,000 years. And if you jump in and fall through, eventually you will respawn back on the platform where you started. So you can't be swallowed properly by the sun. So, as you progress through the Braca level, a Lucrehulk Separatist battleship will be brought to the scrapyard way off in the distance. And, of course, being me, I wanted to see if I could get anywhere close to it, even if it means sacrificing my wrists because of button spamming. And on the way there, I got close to another Venator-class
Someone seem low.
lighting effects. From a distance, this makes the ship look like it's being worked on, and although despite the working looks cool up close, it breaks the illusion of being So, after about 15 minutes of button spamming, I got to about here and decided to call it quits because I don't think I'm even halfway. The ship is still way off in the distance, and after zooming in with the camera, you can see here
Yeah.
lower poly render, and probably not going to be worth going
Wait till you
all the
see
way
this,
there.
man.
So please forgive me, guys, for not making it, but it means I'll be able to create more videos because I won't have carpal tunnel syndrome in my wrists from just to see the window. So next, I want to see if I could get over
I don't
to
know.
the shipyard with the
I don't know what she did
LATs
here.
and ATTEs.
That's not
When I was
my
getting
fault.
over here, I was really worried because I fell straight through the floor, even where the scrap and guild workers were standing. But you can
No, I
actually
didn't do that.
walk amongst all the Clone Wars vehicles. Seeing all these vehicles up close and realizing this is the aftermath of the Clone Wars. It's kind of
Is that me?
realizing most of the clones are probably dead by now, or have changed to stormtroopers, realizing these ships could have been used to kill generals. It's heavy stuff. And it makes me want to pilot and drive them around. Might have to get back and play some Battlefield 2 to get ATTE. But this ATST has me worried. It seems the Empire invented new powers to be able to war. It's basically a hover ATST. You also can't interact with this one or get it to shoot at you. And then I noticed this gateway up here with some Orange writing on it. This translates to QUYOV. No idea what this means. Is it an Easter egg or a reference to something?
Oh, man.
As an in-joke, but you can walk underneath, which is pretty neat. Okay, I just briefly want to explore what happens after Kraft gets killed and while you're on the train. If you jump up above the train and try to get away from it, it's interesting that the train doesn't take off and, get away from you because, you're just jumping at a regular jumping speed and the train looks like it's moving incredibly quickly. Then if you take a closer look around you, you'll realize that the train isn't actually moving at all. It's the world around you that's moving. It's an illusion. It's an interesting game design choice. Obviously, how they made this mission work. We're going to go exploring outside the map boundaries on Nerd. There's some pretty cool stuff you can see all the way out from the actual mission area, and I wanted to see if you could find any hidden details or Easter eggs. First up, a few details about the world of Nur. Nur is actually a water-covered moon located in the Mustafar system. You can actually see Mustafar in Jedi Fallen Order in the background as you're coming into land on Nur. And this here is Justified, a large gas giant in the Mustafar system, which almost makes Mustafar look like another moon. And these planets are awfully close together. So both Vader's fortress and the fortress of Praetorius are located in the same system.
No.
Yes, you can just jump in a shuttle and fly between the two of them. When you probably only take about 10 minutes. Routine running around and destroying the Empire's foundations here, tearing down the fortress. No big deal. Then he just jumps in his shuttle and comes and saves the day. So when you first land on Nerd, and Cal leaves
Oh, no.
you're underwater a few hundred meters
Oh,
away
my
from the
boy,
fortress. You can take a look, see the drop pod in the water.
I said it's
there,
pretty cool,
you leave
bro.
that behind, and you've probably noticed I'm using a mod that
Like my
changes
cousin.
Cal's appearance. Anyway, what would an adventure game
Yeah, I don't
like
give a
Jedi Fallen
fuck.
Order be without an underwater level? But very soon,
It's just funny because that's what
this
it is.
map, it will no longer be underwater. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So first, I
Let's
thought
see if he
I'd have
finished.
a bit of an explore around the ocean floor. I went and checked a few of the nooks and crannies.
But then
of
also
the
my
corners,
ex, I would
looking
just
for any
say
hidden secrets or
images of my
details
shit
different to
shoes.
what you initially see. And there's nothing
I think I would.
apart from lots of
I
stuff.
think I didn't like her, so I would just
Underwater
like
plants
send
and
her
sea
off shit.
life. So next, I
That's
thought
right.
I'd try going up and try make it to the water's surface. You can see what looks like the surface just
Once
above
I see
all these
the-
rocks and caves. But unfortunately,
I was zicked out for the rest of my life.
there's a wall or a ceiling preventing you from going any further. We might be able to find a way out of this soon though. So next, I thought I'd take
Oh,
a
the
closer
legend,
look
yeah.
at some of the fish. You can see schools of fish swimming
Oh,
around
that
in
was-
circles in different sections of this underwater.
Making
So
magic
I got up
with the-
close and went into photo mode and switched on the spotlight, revealing these fish are a bit more low poly than they first appear. You can barely say they have eyes. There are a few different types of fish though, which is cool, and they do look great from a distance. And with the light turned off, you can swim past them feeling like you're swimming in the ocean. Why go on a tropical holiday when you can just just do this on Nur in Jedi Fallen Order. Don't even have to leave your house. Just go swimming with the fish. Jedi snorkeling. Up next on underwater sea life documentaries with Bombastic, we take a look at this mysterious shark or stingray, or some combination of the two that can be seen off in the distance. But before we get to him, I wanted to go explore a bit closer to the entrance of the fortress. And down here on the ocean floor, there's a giant lava section you can see down in the distance below the ocean. And I want to go see if we can actually go for a swim in the lava. Swim around in the lava lake. But unfortunately, when you get a bit closer, an invisible wall makes itself visible, and you can't go beyond this point. This here is also as deep as you can go. You can't get any further down to
I deleted like a billion nude snaps from like back in the day.
Into the ocean, and then if you go a little further around to the left, you can actually get up close to one of these steam pipes. I'm not too familiar with geology and how planets and volcanoes, but I'm assuming
I swear I wiped it off after I seen it.
Whatever it is, has something to do with the lava and heat being expelled up from below. If there's any geologists,
Oh shit! Oh yeah.
to learn what this gas actually is.
niggas
So just before going inside to the next section, I thought I'd try one last time to swim up
cool
as high
moment,
as
yeah.
possible. This here is as high as you can go in the ocean. And up here we also get another look at this mysterious shark, but I still can't make it out. Stay tuned for more on him. Okay, moving up closer to the fortress structure. You can see here on the outside
Yes, I'm not
a bunch of
that's not
barnacles that
gonna
have
happen.
attached themselves to the fortress. I'm not really sure how long the fortress has actually been here at this stage. Probably not long, seeing as though the Empire was only formed 5 years before Jedi Fallen Order is set. So the oldest this would be is around 5 years, I think. And once you make your way inside, you can't actually go back through to the underwater section. Once you're in, you're in. This door stays shut. And here you have two options. You can either take out these 4 troopers. Did this guy just electrocute his own fellow scout trooper?
I didn't even listen to him, I can't even
Get
hear.
stuck inside the mission area and actually have to play through the level. That's no problem, but that's not what we're here for today. So instead, we're going to use the jump glitch, jump our way through this wall up here, and land on top of the corridor where
Oh,
we're
wait, I hear
supposed
that.
to be inside of. But wait a second. This whole section out here is supposed to be underwater. That's what the game wants you to think anyway. The fortress Inquisitorius is a lie. This whole section isn't actually underwater and can be explored on foot. Although there are still lots of fish swimming around and also the shark, which we can finally get a closer look at. So you can walk all the way along the top of these corridors here, all along where the mission area is actually underneath you, which is cool, but that's not what I'm here for either. You guys know I make these Jedi Fallen Order videos, and I'm assuming you probably know what I want to do when seeing a giant tower like this standing before me. I want to get to the top, even if it means I destroy my hands, my fingers, my wrists in the process by spamming the jump and force slow buttons over and over again. Let's do it. Here we go. On my way up, I got to see this underwater cannon up close. You guys recognize this and how it looks. This cannon looks really similar to the blaster turret from Battlefront 2. Looks like they're adapting and reusing assets from other Star Wars games.
Oh,
I wasn't
what the
expecting to see this
fuck?
here. So it took me about 2.5 minutes to jump all the way up to the top. And once I got to the top, of course, I was hoping to see some surprise or Easter egg or anything the regular player wouldn't see. Of course, as expected, there's nothing here. And also you can't stand on top of the tower or touch it in any way. It doesn't have a hitbox or anything like that, it's just textures. So I let Cal fall all the way down again, and then stumbled across this turret on the other side here, which is much less interesting than the other one. I'm curious if these are laser turrets or torpedoes or something different. Laser blasts work underwater, don't they?
I had a gym
Also,
last
can't
night,
stand on top of any of these other walkways and connecting passages. They're all just textures. You can stand on some of the pipes below the walkways. I was doing a little bit of exploring around here. There's not much else here really. And then I saw this. I'm not sure if this is just
I literally had that interaction in real
this looks
life.
like
Like,
a giant version of one of those sharks we saw earlier. It's huge.
There's somebody,
And this is the only
like,
time I
recently
saw it,
were-
and I couldn't get much closer to it than what you see.
I mean,
here.
like,
Perhaps
recently
there
in
are
that
some
time.
underwater creatures on Nur, similar in size to those we see on Naboo in The Phantom Menace. So next, I thought I'd make my way over to one of these other buildings, a bit further off at the end of the hallway.
Very
And
cool.
there's not much here. You go straight through the wall. You can stand on what I think is some sort of radio tower. That's what it looks similar
What,
to
bro?
anyway. To me, anyway. Okay, so now the real question, what I've been waiting all this time to discuss.
Is that your forehead,
It's
bro?
time to test the lava. Can you swim in the lava? Will the lava kill you? Is it actually real lava? Let's find out.
It looks
So
like-
after jumping off the side and letting the lava fall
It looks
all
like
the way
a
down,
6,000
you fall
pound
straight
man.
through what looks like
Stomach.
lava, basically just a flat texture on the floor of this map, and I kept falling for a few more seconds until I was spawned back up on top of the walkway, which was surprising. I would have thought
Oh,
after
God,
falling
man.
off the edge, if the lava didn't kill me, I'd be spawned back
Dude,
inside
I
the
can't
mission
wait to
area
work
somewhere.
tomorrow and then
This
I
is
have
good
to
news
work on
because it
this.
means I still have some exploring left to do. I am disappointed lava isn't real though. I'm pretty sure there's some actual lava you can fall into
Footage
later
alert.
in this mission, so Fallen Order
Footage
gets a
alert.
thumbs up for that. What's an
Footage
adventure video
alert.
game
Footage
without
alert.
both an underwater section
Footage
and
alert.
lava? Every adventure game needs both those things, and
Nigga,
Jedi
nigga.
Fallen Order ticks both boxes.
What the
So a couple of
fuck?
other things I found. If you make your way along this
What I
walkway
got,
here,
man?
inside you can actually see two stormtroopers who appear to
Give
either
it
be
timing.
dancing or are just ready in place for
Give it
animation
timing.
that occurs later in the mission. Remember, at the end of the Nerd mission, after you face Darth Vader, this whole place falls apart, and these two stormtroopers are involved in that. I also couldn't find any way of getting inside here, unfortunately. Once you're outside, you're stuck outside. That is, unless you make your way through this wall here. And if you keep going in the right direction, next mission area will load, and you can get into the prison block section of the Fortress Inquisitor. Victorious. And from here, you get to play through the rest of the mission, face Vader, run for your life. There are some dead stormtroopers in the lava down here in the section where you're running from Vader. These are the actual stormtroopers that fall off the platform, or you throw down there yourself. You know how it is. Pretty cool. The lava is kind of real here, though, I guess.
Monday.
Cool to see them actually in the lava. I had some of you guys requesting that I take a look outside the arenas and go exploring in the combat challenge game mode. I actually found a lot more than I was expecting out here. Lots more hidden details. So the first map today is the meditation arena, which is basically where you see Cal meditating every time you rest at a meditation point. This is the Dark Souls world of Jedi Fallen Order. And first up, I wanted to get on the other side of this gate and even potentially walk through it if possible. To get outside the combat area, you basically just have to go over the top of this wall, and once you get to a certain point, you can go exploring outside the arena boundaries. And just as you go higher here, you can see two of these Zepho statues. And not just statues from the planet Zepho, but the Zepho is the actual species. That's who these guys are. The Zepho were an ancient species who were capable of wielding the Force. However, they soon became corrupt, which led to their demise, and in Jedi Fallen Order, you visit tombs where certain Zepho sages are buried. In particular, the tomb of Ilram, Kujet, and Niktra. Pretty cool seeing these giant statues up close. They're also using the Force to lift this ball, or sphere, which is similar to those used to solve the ball puzzle in the tomb of Ilram. This is actually a floating part of the statue, which is pretty neat. I hadn't noticed this before. Also, I turned up the brightness in these shots using Jedi Fallen Order's photo mode. It's actually really dark out here in this part of the map, and if you try and touch the statues as well, you go straight through and can't touch the Zepho. You might also notice that in the dark out here, the night sky is covered in stars. You can see that, get pretty shots of that. And you can see the white moon off in the distance. We'll go and try visit that soon. But over here is one of the most interesting things I found in this entire video. Do you recognize this? This is the escape pod Cal used as a child during Order 66 to escape the clones who killed his master Jaro Tapal. I think it's crazy the developers have put this here. The meditation arena, in a way, I think represents Cal's mind and his memories. We know the Zepho communicate with Cal directly during the story, and This escape pod is a symbol of Cal's dark past, and what he's trying to overcome in the story. You can also get up close to some of the temple ruins. These look very similar to the entrances of each tomb, the ones Cal interacts with before he has a force vision or enters into temples like the one on Begano. And you can also get up to the giant moon and create this silhouette style photo if you like this kind of thing, if you're an artist, a photographer. I didn't go all the way out to the moon because it's a long way out there and it's most likely just a flat circle. You know, I'm trying to save my wrists, like I told you. Sorry, not a fan, don't want it. The moon is probably gigantic. Kind of hard to judge perspective in these mystical worlds, but that is and dropping back into the map, I thought I'd just say hi to Darth. How you going, man? Okay, next up is the Begano Vault. This is the one with a constantly rotating sphere which goes around the map. Say hi to Darth. And we're off to explore the mysteries of Begano, which is probably the most mysterious. Take a look at some of the engravings, and the sphere itself has no hitbox. You just go straight through it. And once outside, I noticed the Begano temple way off in the distance, the tower, illuminated by the sun. So, of course, I decided we should go for a visit. And it turned out to be a lot further than I was expecting. It took me about 10 minutes to get out here. And originally, I thought the tower would be the same scale as the actual temple on Begano, but it's not. It's actually been upscaled, and is quite a bit larger than the actual temple, although it is the same temple with the same textures and render. So I dropped down to look inside, and you can actually see all the relics and inscriptions on the temple walls are still here. And let me remind you, we are way outside the combat arena right now. It took me 10 minutes of using the flying glitch to get out here, and all of this is still somewhat detailed. Pretty interesting to see this is out here. So I fell through the floor, and I was going to use the flying glitch to get all the way out. And when I respawned, Darth was there waiting for me. Hey Darth, how's it going? Next up is the Blacker Scrapyard. This is the one with the giant Sarlacc pit that's not actually a Sarlacc pit. It's like this more, but I'm going to refer to it as a Sarlacc pit because, let's all be honest, that's what it is. You can't just rename the Sarlacc pit just because it's got a little different thing. I'll say it's a Sarlacc pit. Look at it, it's a Sarlacc. So first we say hi to Darth, how you going? And before we leave the arena, there are a few Aurebesh signs that need translating. This one says climbing will cause injury, perhaps they're referring to the wrist from using the flying glitch. And this one says worksite wing. Okay, jumping up here, we can see a giant probe droid. There's a few of these around the map, all hovering around with that red light, just looking down on everything we do, spying on us. If you're looking at these from down in the actual arena, I don't think you would have noticed they're bigger than the regular probe droids. And we can actually keep going out here to the Vanilla class Star Destroyer, and even go inside the hangar area, although there's nothing here. We saw on Braka in the story mode outside the map, where we found multiple Republic vehicles and more. You fall right through the Star Destroyer, you can't stand it.
Yo, what's with this stuff?
Jump in the Sarlacc pit, most fun I've had all day. And then we just briefly say hi to Darth, how's it going? And go visit another probe droid, how's it going? And then explore what seems to be a giant engine or something mechanical, very scrapyard looking. And we end with a saber throw to Darth. How's it going, Darth? What are you up to? Okay, next up, the map that made me decide to make this video in the first place. The Fortress Inquisitoris. And then I just had to try and take this photo. Look, even the pose and the stance is pretty much the same. I love this. So here's me hanging out with regular Darth, but now it's time to visit Giant Darth, my friend, and he's actually gigantic. Just look at him. And when I got a little closer, it was almost as if he was trying to show off to me or something. His cape started flapping uncontrollably in the wind, or just glitching out. I was actually struggling to get a clean shot of him here. Either he was moving up and down, or I was, every time I paused in photo mode, being in a different position, acting very strange. But there you go, giant Darth Vader statue up close. There's also the shark, or a stingray, which we can get a closer look at here, which you can also see swimming around on Nero in the underwater section before you enter the fortress. And I previously didn't know what these were called, but thanks to your comments, I now know this is a blue vet glider. First seen in Solo, a Star Wars story on Corelli. And apparently it was a dead blue vet glider that in Solo. So there you go, this is the first one you've seen alive. You can also get right up close to the fortress itself. You can see all the pathways here as well as the fortress. And outside the map there's also this lava river. And just like in the story, floating stormtroopers. Or in my case, floating shock troopers. Which is really interesting. installed, but have no idea just with the fact that troopers used as background scenery in these maps. Pretty cool. Shock trooper mod working on background troopers. I wonder if the modder even made this. Now check this out. This is a gigantic version of the giant holocron Cal's trying to find in the story. And if it's the same holocron, which it most likely is, it contains the names and locations of all Force-sensitive children across the galaxy. And then Cal destroys it with one swift stroke. Okay, next up is the Jedi Temple on Ilum. Say hi to Darth. And I thought I'd take a closer look at the Jedi statue. Pretty cool up close. You can walk all around the top of the structure here, but outside is where things get really interesting here. Two ATSTs are standing at the entrance to the cave, just like the ones who greet you as you leave the planet after retrieving the kyber crystal for Cal's lightsaber during the story. And you can actually stand on top of these. One of the only structures we've found so far outside the map boundaries that you can stand on. And one of these fires a random laser blast as well, just every now and then. And over here we can see the light puzzle, which you need to solve to gain access to the cave during the story. This is the same light puzzle we see in the Clone Wars when Yoda and Ahsoka take a group of Padawans to retrieve kyber crystals. And over here, look who it is. How random. The Stinging Mantis. What's this doing over here? You can't stand on it or interact with it in any way. You can't go inside and take off and fly around the planet. Ooze and Seer are avoiding the scene. It's just sitting over here on this off-bench all along. And right off in the distance, I noticed something that looks either like another fish or perhaps a ship. Do you guys recognize this? It's the ship from Blanca, which starts firing on Cal in the first mission as you're on the track. I don't actually know the name of the ship, so if you do, please let me know. No idea why this is here. As I don't think it makes an appearance here in the story, but there we go, it's here. And the final map for today's video is the Wookiee village on Kashyyyk. Quick meeting with Darth and explore the trees of Kashyyyk. Hoping maybe we'll be able to get involved in the holiday special IP, as that's where it took place. Filming the trees of Kashyyyk, just like these. But of all the maps I've shown you today, this one actually has the least unique details. It's basically just tree trunks right around the map. You can get all the way up on top of this here and gaze out over the lands and see the interwoven tree trunks below, the giant moon in the distance, and there is one platform which you can't stand on. That's pretty much it, so I thought I'd just go give Marcos a shower in the waterfall over here. It looks like he hasn't had a shower in a while, his face is all dirty, not sure if there's water in abundance or exactly here. And let's be real for a second, creepy space wizard exiled on a foreign planet, he probably stinks, real bad. So this is the Wyshock Den on Kashyyyk, and if you know what Wyshock is, if you have arachnophobia, I recommend you skip ahead about 15 seconds, because you're not going to want to see what I show you next. These giant spiders, you can get up close to
Yo, pause.
You can get close enough to see the hairs on its back, which is kind of creepy. Okay, even just going and being close to these items is really hard. So feeling like this.
You ever get gassed out, bro?
Yeah.
Shit takes time. Same snap first. Made like 20,000 in 5 minutes. For some gigas.
Dude.
I don't know, the funniest is, bro.
Behind the spider, there's a few of these platforms which you can't stand on. They're just textures. There's a lot of
This
stuff like
is
this. A lot of that. And if we go up the corner to the wall here, you can see this line. This is kind of all of the walls in this map. And I'm not really sure what it's called or what it is. And over on this side of the map, there's a bright shining light coming from the outside. I'm assuming this is the sun.
Very sad profile. What's over there, bro? You look at.
There's a giant bat which is just random. It's not fully detailed. This is the Mycal, those bat creatures you face on Kashyyyk, although they're much smaller than this one. And it looks like this was just left here as an unused asset. This is probably going to be part of the scenery of this map before they change the design, placing a cave wall in front. front of it. Now, there's also bright light coming in from the top of the arena, so I wanted to take the roadie up there and see if we could get outside and beyond the light. And when I got into the actual light, my screen turned completely white, and then we were able to get past it, but there was nothing here, so I dropped back down to the map to practice my lightsaber skills with Darth Vader, my Jedi Rodian lightsaber skills. Okay, this is the Tomb of Mick-Trul. If you guys remember the candle lantern puzzle from the story, this is where it is, this tomb. And there's actually a few references to it, I'll show you.
Mr. Tickle.
This tomb is actually kind of like a stadium. All the Zepho statues are looking down on the arena, which is actually a platform suspended.
Bro, we actually made it, Billy.
From the ceiling. It's just hanging there, which I think is quite stunning. I love the design of this tomb. It's just hanging there. You can actually stand on the statues, and if we go over here, you can see giant versions of the lanterns used to solve this tomb puzzle.
Is that Chucky from Chucky?
4 foul.